You ever stop to think that the entire universe might have been, well, sung into existence? That everything from galaxies way out there to the thoughts inside your head all started with a single vibration? Well, today we're going to dive into an ancient text that says exactly that. It's all about how the universe was created through sound and how one very specific mantra is said to tap into that incredible original power. It really all begins with this one phrase, Akoham Bahusiam. Now, this isn't just, some random string of words. According to these scriptures, this is the very first thought, the first spark, the initial urge of the one divine consciousness to become many. Think of it like the universe taking its very first breath, a single willed vibration that just blossomed from a single point, setting the stage for literally everything to come. Okay, so how do you get from a single vibration, a single thought, to an entire cosmos full of stars and planets and life? Well, according to this text, that first will kicks off its massive job through a divine creator. And to get this, we've got to talk about Brahma, the creator. The imagery here is just beautiful, really. You have this lotus flower rising up from the navel of the Absolute, and out of that lotus comes Brahma. He's the first active force of the divine, and his whole purpose is to take that initial vibration and start the actual work of building a universe. So, Brahma gets to work, and his creation basically splits into two fundamental kinds of stuff. On one hand, you've got Chaitanya, that's the animate, conscious universe. This is all the non-physical stuff, ideas, desires, emotions, the life force itself, or prana. Then, on the other hand, you have Jar, the inanimate world of matter. This is everything physical, built from the five elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. This is what makes up our bodies, the mountains, the rivers, all the stuff that consciousness gets to live in. But here's the kicker. All that inanimate matter, the jar, is pretty useless on its own without a conscious force to give it some purpose, right? And this is where we get to the heart of it all. Gayatri. We're not talking about just a prayer here, but Gayatri as the fundamental, driving energy of creation itself. In this story, Gayatri is described as Brahma's partner. You can think of it like this. If Brahma creates all the physical stuff of the universe, Gayatri is the conscious, willful energy that gives it all meaning. She is the Chaitanya that allows us to understand matter and actually use it. Without her, the physical universe would just sit there, inert, no purpose at all. Okay, so let's bring this whole cosmic story right down to our level, to you and me. This philosophy says that all human suffering, everything we struggle with, really boils down to just three root causes. First, there's ignorance, a lack of wisdom. Then there's lack, not having enough, whether that's material things or spiritual resources. And finally, there's infirmity, weakness, sickness, poor health. And this is where the power of Gayatri just becomes so clear and, frankly, elegant. She's seen as this triple current of energy, and each of those currents is a direct solution to one of those core problems. The Hrim current, which is embodied by the goddess Saraswati, brings wisdom to get rid of ignorance. The Shrim current, linked to Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance, takes care of lack. And finally, the Kleem current channels the power of Kali to bring strength and wipe out infirmity. It's a perfect system. So we have this incredible cosmic energy that can solve our deepest problems. Awesome. But how do we actually access it? How do we tap into it? This is where we get into the super science, as the text calls it, of the Gayatri mantra itself. Okay, I want you to remember this number, 24. It's not just some random number pulled out of thin air. It is the absolute key to how this ancient sound technology is supposed to work on a really deep, personal, even physical level. And here it is. This is the big reveal. The Gayatri mantra is made up of 24 letters, or syllables. And according to this ancient science, those 24 letters are a direct map to 24 specific points of subtle energy inside the human body, sometimes called glands in this esoteric system. This is it. This is the bridge where the huge cosmic idea connects directly to our own bodies. The text uses this incredible metaphor to explain it. It says that chanting the mantra is like playing a sitar, but the sitar is your own subtle body. Each of those 24 letters plucks a different string, stimulating one of these energy points. And what you get is this internal symphony, a vibration that starts inside of you, designed to harmonize, to resonate with the music of the entire cosmos. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Vibrating glands, cosmic sitars. This might sound a little out there, but the idea that sound has real, tangible, physical power isn't just a spiritual concept, and the source text gives some pretty fascinating real-world examples. So let's just pause and ask the question directly. Forget the esoteric stuff for a second. Can sound waves, just vibrations in the air, actually interact with and change the physical world around us in a way we can measure? The answer is a huge yes. And we see it all the time. Think about it. A troop of soldiers marching together in perfect rhythm can create a resonant frequency so powerful it can literally shake a bridge to pieces. The specific vibrations from a flute can mesmerize a snake. The source text even points to examples like a doctor using specific musical tones to treat diseases, and traditional practices using rhythmic sounds to cure snake bites. The principle is undeniable. Sound is a physical force. Okay, so here's how the mantra is supposed to work, step by step. First, you chant the sound, and its vibrations spread out into the universe, into the ether. Second, those very specific vibrations are said to act like magnets, attracting atoms from the cosmos that are vibrating at a similar frequency. And third, and this is the amazing part, that new supercharged sound wave, now way more powerful than when it started, returns to where it came from, to you, the chanter. But it's not a machine. It's not like you can just put in the coin, say the words, and get a prize. The system isn't purely mechanical. There's one last and maybe the most important ingredient that makes this whole thing work: the human element. Because the real power of the mantra isn't just in the words themselves. It's unlocked by your inner state. The source is very clear on this. The most powerful factors here are your own confidence and your own faith. It's your belief that turns the key in the lock. And don't ever underestimate the power of your own mind. It's immense. The text talks about people who are basically on their deathbeds, who were given a new lease on life just through sheer faith and confidence. And on the flip side, it describes how imaginary fear can cause actual untimely death, how our belief is so powerful it can turn a harmless bush into a terrifying ghost in the dark. There's this incredible quote from the poet Tulsidas that just nails this idea perfectly. Bhavani Shankaral Shraddha Vishwas Rupino. It means that faith and confidence are, themselves, forms of the divine. They aren't just feelings, they are active, creative forces in the universe. Which brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? From that very first cosmic vibration to the words we speak every single day, this philosophy tells us that vibration is creation. And it leaves all of us with a really deep, really personal question to ponder. If sound truly shapes the universe, what reality is your voice and the belief behind it creating for you right now?